Today, I will be regrading every top 10 pick from the 2023 NFL Draft almost 2 years later, starting with the number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young. Young's original grade was a B-. He finished his first season with 2,900 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He showed some upside, but overall, he wasn't very good. Fast forward to this season, he got benched in the beginning of the year, but got another opportunity as a starter for the Panthers, and played pretty decent. I think with the right coaching staff, he could succeed, so I'm going to give him a C+. Next up is quarterback C.J. Stroud. His original grade was a B. In Stroud's rookie year, he was incredible, throwing for 4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, with some people even thinking that he deserved MVP votes. And on top of all of that, he led the Texans to a wild card win over the Browns. But his second season wasn't quite as good. He struggled to be consistent even with the better receiving core, and there were a lot of injuries throughout the team. The Texans finished 10-7 record, winning the AFC South. Overall, I'm going to bump him up to an A. Next up is another Texan, Will Anderson. The edge rusher's original grade was a B-. In his rookie season, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he has improved this year even with playing less games. He finished the year off with 11 sacks and is a big reason why the Texans defense is so good. I will be bringing his grade up to an A+. Number 4, overall, Anthony Richardson's original grade was a B. Richardson was looked at as having extremely high upside, but the Colts knew that he had a lot of prior injuries, and that didn't stop in the NFL. AR only played 4 games in his first season, but was pretty decent. And this year, he got injured again. Next year is a big year for Richardson to prove he's not a bust. For the fact that we haven't seen a lot of him, I'm just going to keep him at a B. Cornerback Devin Witherspoon was originally given a B-, mainly for his small height, but he jumped right into his role in Seattle by locking down most teams' number 1 receiver. He fit right in with Seattle's scheme and is now one of the best corners across the entire league. I am going to give him an A. Paris Johnson was looked at as one of the best linemen coming out of college, and it wasn't a very big surprise when he went 6 overall to the Cardinals, but he was most likely going to have to change his position, and that's why his original grade was a B. He was great in the 2024, only allowing 4 sacks and only getting 7 penalties. He's ranked as the 12th best tackle across the league, so I'm going to bring him up to an A-. Next up is Tyree Wilson, whose original grade was an A. I was extremely excited to see him and Max Crosby on the Raiders defense, but he was just okay in his first few seasons, with only a few sacks, and he didn't really take advantage of his opportunity to take over the defense when Crosby got hurt. So I'm going to have to give him a B. The first running back in the draft, Bijan Robinson, is up next. A lot of people were surprised that a running back went this high and thought that the Falcons were better off with a different position. So his grade was at a D. But he definitely proved all the haters wrong. His first season, he went for 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. But his second year was where everything changed. He finished 3rd in yards with 1,500, 4th in carries with 304, 5th in touchdowns with 14, and only had 1 fumble, showing he is one of the best running backs in the league. And with the 2 backs ahead of him being 31 and 27, I think he's the future of rushing in the NFL. His final grade is an A+. Defensive tackle Jalen Carter went 9th overall to the Eagles, and his original grade was an A+. His first year was great, but he followed it up with a little worse year. I'm excited to see what he can do in the playoffs this year, but I'm going to downgrade him to an A-. The final player I'm going to be grading is offensive tackle Darnell Wright, whose original grade was a B+. Wright's run blocking is top 10 in the league, but he struggles when it comes to pass blocking. I think he could get better at that and be one of the best tackles in the league one day, so I'm going to keep him at a B+. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on the 2 and 6 podcast.